Planned activity crowds out unplanned activity. Think about it. If you have a dentist appointment, then you go to the appointment when you're supposed to be there. If you want to go to a movie, there's a time. Those were the days, weren't they? But when we plan things and we put them in our calendar, they're just more likely to happen. So a lot of things we shared on today's call were not earth-shattering. I mean, they're ideas we've probably heard of, maybe some tweaks, but if we just plan some time to actually do them, chances are you can have some success. So the purpose of this video is just to review some of the ideas that came up in our calls today that seem to resonate with everybody. And hopefully this can be a trigger or some kind of reminder that, hey, you know what? I got to start doing a little bit more of that. And as we started the program, how can we do more cuts and fewer loops? How can we just be a better version of ourselves? So one of the ideas that we talked about was this emergency contact approach. We all generate business from referrals. So this is a proactive way to reach out and get referrals. So we talked about calling some of your best clients, especially around renewal time, and saying, hey, I was taking a look at your policy and checking things out, wanted to see if anything changed. And I also noticed I didn't have your emergency contact here. Who should I call in the event something happens? And you get that name or number. Now, one of the things you can offer is, hey, I'd love to send out my business card so they know who I am as well. For my best clients, I give that person a call and briefly introduce myself. So if something were to happen, they knew who to talk to and they've had one quick conversation with me. You can use this same approach with people who travel. Say, hey, I know you travel from time to time. Which one of your neighbors keeps an eye on your house? Hey, what I do for my best clients is I reach out to those people, introduce myself, and let them know I'm your insurance agent. And if they notice something kind of funky around the house or maybe a water leak or something, make sure to give me a call. I can get on the case right away. And so that allows you to find out someone who's close to them and have a conversation with them. Now, one of the caveats here is you got to be careful. You don't call these people up and all of a sudden you're all over them like a hobo on a ham sandwich, right? And you're trying to sell them. That's not the approach. You want to demonstrate that you're doing something their agent isn't doing. That, hey, wow, my agent doesn't do this for me. And often it will lead to a conversation. Who do you work with, etc. But start there, and more than likely you're going to come across some referrals. And if you're calling some of your clients that you like doing business with that maybe live in the more affluent areas, chances are birds of a feather flock together, right? So next thing, center of influence. All of you probably have some core strong centers of influence, whether it's a mortgage broker, a financial advisor, it could be a CPA or a hairstylist. These are all people who come in contact with your prospective clients. And if you partner up with the right ones, more than likely you're going to get even more qualified prospects. Now, one of the approaches if you're trying to develop a new relationship is stop thinking about you and think about them. Think about how you can reach out to them to try to help them build their business. After all, you've got a huge book of clients, right? Who needs a mortgage? Maybe they need to refinance their home. Maybe you know someone who's selling their home and looking to buy a new home. That's an opportunity to connect them with a mortgage broker. Same thing with a financial advisor or CPA. Chances are they're looking for new clients. Which one of your clients might be looking for some of these professional services? And of course, hairstylists. Think about that. Every single month, typically, and especially if someone's having hair color done with women, they have someone in their chair for a long time. There's a lot of trust there. So these are great relationships to develop. What do you need to do? Is that someone you want to maybe, reach out to and foster the relationship you have and hopefully help each other's business out? The other one is quoted, not sold. Whenever you quote somebody, keep that quote around. And if you didn't win the business this time, chances are you can just stay in front of them and re-quote them year after year. And as Mark shared with us, he's going to quote them until they change their number or they pass away or they tell me, just get out of here. But keep at it. And what we've found in sales, 6 contacts is generally when the trust really goes over the edge. So don't be discouraged if you don't get it the first or second time. Chances are if you stick around for 3 years, 4 years, you're going to start closing 100% of your business. Now, granted, some of it might take a few years. The other thing is follow up on new policy. So when you know they've received their new policy, you give them a call and say, hey, I wanted to just confirm you got your new paperwork and everything looked as we discussed, and confirm that. Are the names spelled correctly? Things like that. Great, fantastic. Well, look forward to servicing you. Now, that's also another opportunity to ask, hey, who else do you think I could help out? You had mentioned, this person or that person, your sister-in-law, the people you play golf with, etc. Could I reach out to them? Could I get an introduction, right? Now, at this point, they're feeling pretty good. You sold them the policy. They got what you promised. Great time to have a conversation. We talked about Facebook, building a page and being active on that page. And if you're not a Facebook person, maybe this is something where you want to step out and come into the 20th century, right? Get a profile up there, build your network, share questions, share memes and fun humor. If you don't have an idea, maybe, you're a little bit more mature, I should say, just ask one of your children or grandchildren. Chances are they can actually help you. And the last thing is birthday calls and text. Another Mark idea here, but it's not Mark's idea. It's just a good idea in sales. Call people on their birthday. Just say happy birthday. Chances are, 8 out of 10 times you're going to get their voicemail. Doesn't take that much. But now you've made an impression on them. They're thinking about you. You are their insurance person. He's my insurance guy. She's my insurance gal. And when they have that in their brain, you're more likely to get more referrals. The little tip I also liked Mark shared was text people who aren't your clients. Text them, say, hey, happy birthday. They text back, who is this, right? Maybe they didn't save your information, but now they save your information. I know it's my insurance guy, right? And you did something probably their insurance agent didn't do after all, right? And then I love this. You can confirm that their number is still good. Isn't that great? You can update your profile. All right, so simple ideas, but all of these do not work if we understand them. They only work if we do something with them. So planned activity crowds out unplanned activity. When can you plan maybe 15 minutes in your calendar this week just to do one of these things? Don't worry about calling 100 people. Worry about calling one, maybe 2 or 3. That's pretty digestible. So how many emergency contact calls can you make? Maybe reach out to one center of influence that you've been looking to foster a relationship with. Find out how they're doing, how you can help grow their business. Call 5 quoted, not sold. Go back to your files. Look at people you quoted who had a 6-month policy or an annual policy. Call them up a few months in advance. Let them know, hey, I was thinking about you. We've had some change with our carriers. We might be able to help you out this year. Follow up on new policies, Facebook, birthday calls. It all starts with putting a little bit of time in your calendar to do it. And if we do this consistently, this can help us have an even better year. And after all, more cuts, fewer loops. You have the opportunity. You have the ability. Let's just bring our A game to this. Looking forward to our next huddle, and hopefully this triggers some good ideas for you that can help you grow your business even faster and quicker. See you next time.